Well, I guess I've been slacking on making a video, so here's the update. I did make one directly after surgery, but I was so loaded up on the drugs and everything else, you know, it was pretty bad. I was just rambling incoherently. It didn't make much sense, so. And again, I apologize for my ridiculous hair. I have no idea what I'm doing with it, but yeah, it's like a half mullet, half whatever. But anyway, it's beside the point. So let's start with day of surgery. Woke up, got a shower, was heading there. You know, obviously really nervous. And you know, you get there. Now I'm having second thoughts. But my doctor was really good. The nurses were all really good. But even still, I was still being a chicken. Like, I don't know. I guess to put it lightly, I guess I lost my balls. But you know, so I was considering changing my mind, and even in the OR, I was just thinking, you know what, maybe this isn't for me. The anxiety was getting to me, and everything else. But yeah, so I start talking to the nurse. She wheels me up, and they take me to this back room, and right before surgery, and all these doctors come in. They start talking to me, and they're like, "Just you got to undo your gown." So I lean forward. They, you know, undid my gown, and next thing you know, I'm waking up in the post-op room, which was crazy because I was just out. So, which is good because it really saved me a lot of aggravation. As soon as you wake up, I was a little nauseous for about 10 minutes. Like, I felt like I was going to vomit everywhere, but there was nothing in there. So, you know, it was really simple. He just gave me some meds, and back to sleep I went. What I did not like was the fact that you can't drink anything. I was never told any of this. I guess every doctor is different, every hospital is different, but I wasn't allowed to have anything to drink. They gave you 1 ounce of ice chips like every 2 hours. And, you know, you have the IV, but it doesn't help with the saliva. Everything gets real dry and, you know, painful, and that was probably the worst part. But the first day, you pretty much sleep all day, so it wasn't too bad. What helped was I found out I could have some mouthwash, or I recommend, if you plan ahead of time, Listerine strips, you know, the little packets. Just keep your mouth like salivated. You are allowed to have that. You're just not allowed to drink the mouthwash. But once I had some mouthwash, it wasn't so bad. So like I said, I slept, and every time I wake up, they would just medicate me if I wanted it, and that was it. So the next morning, you wake up, you go for the dye test, where they stick the dye. You know, you have to swallow the dye. It goes down, and they basically want to see if you've leaked. I didn't have any of that. Sorry, I'm looking at my lips so much. I'm a tad chapped. It's a little windy lately, but anyway. So you drink the dye, they check it out, which I was good, and they sent me home. I was a little more sore day number 2 than day number 1 because obviously they didn't load me up as much. They do give you this wrap that you wear around your stomach, which really helps. I gotta say, for the first couple days, I was genuinely surprised how little pain I was in. Even when I wasn't medicated, it really wasn't that bad. It was totally manageable. Doctor prescribed me Percocets, or no, oxycodone, and I used in the morning on the second day, and before I went to bed, the third, fourth, and fifth days, I used it just to go to bed. By the fifth day, I was pain-free, so I stopped using it. That was really simple. I kind of wanted to get to work by day number 4. That's how good I felt. So I figured I'll just wait till my post-op appointment, at least get the clearance there before I head back to work, and yeah, see what he says. The worst part about it all is you're not really hungry. It's all up here. It's all in your head, like, because you can't have anything. You're on a straight liquid diet, like clear liquids, so you're just drinking nothing but Gatorade and apple juice and, you know, all that nonsense. The hardest part is staying hydrated at first, but once you do that, you're pretty good. Where was I? I have a terrible memory of this stuff. So anyway, you know, you stay hydrated, you know, but the problem was sitting at home doing nothing all day. You were kind of restricted as to what you could do. You know, I slept a lot the first day I was home. Second day I slept a little bit. Third day I was back to normal. I just sat around watching TV because there was nothing else to do. You know, I'm a single guy, no kids, sitting at home bored out of my mind. And let me tell you, everything on TV is friggin' food related. I mean, you don't realize it until you can't have any of it, but trust me, it drives you nuts. That was probably the hardest part of the whole week. which is another reason I want to get back to work, take my mind elsewhere. So I went and saw the doctor the following Thursday. My surgery was on Friday the 25th. My checkup was the following Thursday. I don't know the date, but, you know, it was 6 days later. He said I healed really good, really quick. Moved me on to the full liquid diet. As of the first week, I was down 26 pounds total for my pre-visit, which was, I think, 3 days before surgery. So 26 pounds down, counting the final 3 days before surgery, which I was just fasting and flushing my body out. I did the old wrestler trick and just drank a gallon and a half of water for 3 days straight, and you'll lose a little weight. I think I dropped 11 pounds pre-surgery between the visit and the surgery, you know, day of surgery, but even still, I was down 26 pounds in about a week and a half, which is pretty damn good. So he moved me on to the full liquid diet, and each week he's let me progress following. So the full liquid diet was for the week. Then this Friday just passed, he moved me on to the pureed diet, which was like terrible. You can't really have much different, but you can have a little bit more, like oatmeal and stuff like that, which helps, but still, it's terrible. I'm not going to sugarcoat it, but you got to do it. You know, here I am, I'm halfway done the hardest part, and it's only getting easier. Every single day, I can honestly tell you, every day it gets better. Within a week, you should feel fine. You should feel back to yourself, and everything should feel great. I felt phenomenal. You know, so far, I can honestly say I have zero regrets. This is the easiest, best thing I've ever done. I was genuinely impressed by how simple it was, and in my head I was planning for the worst, which you still got to do. Don't, you know, everybody's different, plan for the worst, but you know, it was way easier than you can even imagine, at least for me. You know, I got to go back in 2 more weeks for another checkup. If I do well in 2 weeks, well, it's actually a week and 6 days, or you know, whatever. But beside the point, all goes well, I'll be back on full foods, which is probably when I'll do my next video log. Because, you know, nobody wants to hear somebody rambling every 3 days about how they're doing and whatnot. So the gist of it was, you know, like I said, first week was kind of bad. Your bathroom breaks, let's just say, without getting too detailed, they change because you're just doing nothing but drinking apple juice and Gatorade and stuff like that. Once you start eating a little more solid food, they do come back. Gas pains, they sucked. I'll touch on that a little bit. The gas pains, because as you know, when they do the surgery, they pump your stomach full of gas to expand it and then pull everything out. And they try to get most of it out, but let me tell you, you're going to have it. It's going to take 7 to 10 days for that all to be gone. And it sucks. There's not a whole lot you can do about it, but, you know, generally, it's not unbearable, it just sucks. But everything else is simple. You know, just follow what your doctor says, and if it's something you feel like you have to do, I highly recommend it. I mean, this is the best choice I ever made so far. I mean, already the results are phenomenal, and I feel fantastic. I am totally sleeping better. I don't think I've slept this good in years. Right off the bat, just, it's crazy. I feel like I'm waking up more full, more alert. I had a lot of back pains before. Those are like, haven't even been around not once since I started this whole, you know, the surgery, since I had it all happen. I hadn't had one problem at all there. You know, everything else, and even the pain inside your stomach is minimal. I mean, it took me 3-4 days till that's gone. You still, you know, here I am, 2 weeks out. I'm still a little tender from the incisions, which he said it's going to take probably about a month before that goes away. When I say tender, it almost feels like you've ever been scratched by a cat. That just surface area that, like, you know, if you put a shirt on over it or something like that, it's just like sore. You know, it's not like it hurts you, but like, you know, you can rub it and it hurts a little bit, but nothing unbearable, just like an annoying hindrance. But again, temporary pain for permanent living. You know, I love, I guess, trying to help everybody out that I can, because you don't see a whole lot on here with people looking for the same result. You do see similar videos, but sometimes they just don't add up to me. Like I said, me, I'm a 28-year-old dude, 27, I'm making myself older than I sound. I work out a lot, always have. Just, I guess, ate the wrong things, and combination of genetics, eating wrong, and eating too much. It's life. And hopefully this helps fix me, and I can get my ass in gear and do some cool shit. So you have any questions, feel free to post them. I'll be glad to help. If you want me to touch on any topics, I'll be glad to touch on the topics for you as I go through this. Like I said, I'm not going to do one every 3-4 days. I think that's fucking annoying, pardon the language, but nobody wants to see that. So I'm probably going to try and keep this at least the beginning for the first couple videos, maybe every 2 weeks, and then maybe like a couple months apart, you know, just so you guys can see the progress, let you know how I'm doing, you know, and all that, and answer your questions along the way. So try to keep it short and sweet, you know. Hope I didn't miss anything. If I did, I apologize. Don't hesitate to ask me. And I guess stay tuned for the next video, which will probably be in about a week and a half. Alright, thanks a lot.